Here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again.
Yeah.
With a chance for our couples to win a lot of money tonight. George, give us the secret word.
Well, I won't. I'll have the duck come down and do that.
This is tonight's secret word up there in the clouds, and if any of our couples say it, they'll win an extra $100.
Groucho, if you recall, last week we had a young lady on the show named Tuliki Woods, and she talked to you about...
You mean we're not out of the woods yet?
We are not yet, because you sent her out, remember?
That's true.
She told how she spoiled her husband by washing and bathing, and then also washing the car, mowing the lawn. She was a Finnish housewife.
Yes, and that goes for you, too.
You do remember, don't you?
Yes, and it was very unusual. It was so unusual, I sent her and Mr. Rifkin out to make a survey of opinions about housewives and husbands in general. And I asked them to report back here tonight.
Well, they've completed the survey, and here they are. Suppose you come in, please,
bring
again.
Them in.
See Groucho again?
Bring him in. Well, here we are. I'm glad to see you both back in one piece. You particularly.
Thank you.
Now for the benefit, and you too, Mr. Rifkin. You're Sam Rifkin, I remember, and you're Tuliki Woods.
Yes, I'm Tuliki.
Yeah, none of us is perfect. Tuliki, as I remember, you said you were from Finland. And you told me that over there they teach girls that a husband's true happiness is the most important thing in life. True or false?
True.
True. Okay, now let's find out what happened to you two during the week. Tuliki, where did you conduct your public opinion poll?
Well, I was sitting at Joe's and Bill's barbershop in Hollywood.
In other words, this was a barber poll, huh?
Yes.
How many men did you talk to?
25.
25 men. And what was the first question you asked them? I'm afraid to ask them what was the first question they asked you.
How far should a woman go in order to make her husband happy?
I can answer that for you. To make her husband happy, the average woman should go all the way to Australia and stay there. Tuliki, what was another question you fired at these men?
Well, would you like to have your wife draw the bathwater for you?
Me?
And...
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking the men.
Oh.
And do the lawns and wash the car and take care of the fireplaces and all the handiwork around the house.
Uh-huh. And what was the men's answer to these questions?
Yes, they would like to. Nearly all.
They're no fools either, you know. Now, Sam, how did the women answer that question?
Well, there was an absolutely no on all of that.
Well, I guess Cal Coolidge was right when he made that revolutionary statement some years ago. I think he said, men and women are different. And then he went and took a nap for about 4 hours. What was another question you asked the women, Sam?
If they had any special ways of pleasing their husband.
Go on.
Well, they said that, yes, there are a number of ways that they had of pleasing their husband. For example, they kept on being well-groomed, looking good. Tell him that he's wonderful all the time. Make him think that he's really important and smart. These were the various answers that were given. And then they had...
These women were all lying, of course, huh?
Well, no, they meant it sincerely. And then the one woman in particular, she said, my husband is 52, and he loves money, so I just keep right on working.
Well, you know, when money comes in the door, love flies out the window. Cal Coolidge said that. Following morning at 5 o'clock when he woke up. Did you arrive at any kind of a score on this toll, Tuliki?
Yes, I did. I talked to 25 men.
You spoke to 25 men?
Nearly all of them like to have all these things done to them by their wives. And also my own conclusion is that the American men seem to be very worried about the wife getting tired while doing all this.
Getting tired of him?
No, getting tired.
You mean
generally,
weary?
physically tired, yes, weary. And that shows me how wonderful the American man is. I think he's a sweet and gentle and totally unspoiled and unselfish husband.
Well, then kiss Sam.
You're my husband.
Sam, did you keep score?
I did,
And what was your final score?
Well, I spoke to 50 women, and they were unanimously against doing all these things for their husband. It seems like when they're first married, the women indicated that they would do anything for their husband. And
You mean
they
the
served them.
first week?
When they were first married, with first week especially, and most of them indicated that in the early days they would be willing to serve their husband in the best manner possible.
That's true. That's the same reason they put cheese in a mousetrap, you know. It's true. When a man in this country, when a woman first nails her victim, she puts him on a pedestal. After about the second year, she knocks him off the pedestal and hits him over the head with it. Now, Tuliki, you realize that your husband is a national celebrity by this time, don't you? How does he feel about all this? Where is this husband of yours? This perfect,
He's at home.
He's at home?
He's studying
He's studying what?
electronics.
I'd like to meet him. I'm sure the whole country'd like to get a look at him. Could you get him to come down here next week and the two of you could play the quiz and make some money? Would you do that?
Well, I'm sure he would like to be
All right.
meeting you very much.
Does he drive a car?
Yes, fast.
Well, if he's too tired to drive, you could just carry him down there on your back.
Pleasure.
Well, we didn't prove anything by this experiment, but I'm sure you both had some fun doing it. It was interesting, wasn't it? And just so your time wasn't completely wasted, we'll send each of you a check for $100. See you next week, huh? Thanks for being so cooperative, Sam. We'll see you and your husband in next week. I want to get a look at this paragon.
Groucho, Dr. Lorene Johnston and John Reeves are waiting to talk to you. So, folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to Your Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra 100 smackers. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Please, don't be rude. It's bad enough that I whistled. Dr. Lorene Johnson. Well, I'm pleased to meet you. And your name is Miss Reeves?
No, I'm Dr. Johnson.
Oh, you're Dr. Johnson. And who are you, Dr. Livingston?
No, I'm John Reeves.
I'm the doctor.
What's up, Doc, in addition to my temperature? Are you married, Doc?
No, I'm not.
No, well, my temperature just went up another 3 points. When it gets up to 150, I suggest we merger. How much would you charge to make a house call, Doctor?
I don't make house calls, Groucho. I'm not an MD, I'm a PhD. I'm a psychologist.
Oh, I see. You don't make house calls at all?
No, people come to see me.
Uh-huh. Well, help me out. Give me some excuse to come and see you, besides the obvious one.
Well, you would come to me if you had a problem.
Look, if I came to see you, you'd be the one with the problem. I'll get back to you, Doc, because there's several things I want to discuss with you. And now, Mr. Livingston, is that the name?
John Reeves.
John.
May I give you my calling card, Groucho?
You know, you didn't.
I'd like to give you my calling card, if I may, please, sir.
Oh, thank you. It's real money, huh?
Yes, sir, that is a
boy.
silver dollar.
Well, haven't you got this is 1921. Have you got a 1960?
No, I'm afraid
I guess I shouldn't look a gift dollar in the face, huh?
No.
This is your calling card?
Yes, Groucho.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's very seldom. You know, everybody wins money in the show. I never win any money.
Now
Thanks
you do.
Very much. Thanks very much. Why do you go around handing out silver dollars?
So people won't forget my name. Once you have received one of my silver dollars, you'll never forget my name.
That's what you think. If I ever heard a name, I can forget it's yours. What was it again? Hyman Krackelhofer?
Reeves.
Oh,
John
Reeves. Oh, thank you. What sort of work do you do? Are you a counterfeiter?
No, Groucho. I'm not. I'm vice president of Viking Manufacturing Company. We make mobile homes.
Mobile homes?
No, mobile,
Mobile homes.
meaning they move.
Is that one of those houses with a foundation that slides out every time it rains?
No, we have wheels under ours, Groucho.
Well, you're talking about a house trailer.
That's right.
Why do you give it
it
such a fancy name?
Well, if you'd paid $18,000 for a home, you wouldn't call it a trailer either, would you?
If I paid $18,000 for one of those, I'd be examined by the psychiatrist. Well, you'll forgive me. What did you say your name was again?
My name is John Reeves,
Well, I'm very
Groucho.
pleased to meet you. It's funny how that name keeps coming back to me like a song. You're sort of like a slot machine in Vegas, aren't you? Except you look better.
And pay off.
Yeah, occasionally you pay off, which unlike the slot machine. Why would anybody want one of those white elephants? I don't know. For $18,000, you can get a house and a very good one.
The reason you would want one, Groucho, in my opinion, or anyone would want one, is because If you're the type of a person who likes to follow the sun, for instance.
I'd rather follow the daughter. I mean, if I had...
Well, if you wanted to go to Florida, Southern California in the
Why not
wintertime...
take an airplane? Isn't that faster?
Well, I'm talking about a place to live, so that you take your home with you.
What did you say your name was again?
My name is John Reed.
You're pretty slow with it, that's right.
You gotta get that.
You know, there's a peculiar notion that everybody in Hollywood goes to an analyst or a psychiatrist, but that's nonsense. I don't know how you operate, Doctor, but do you use a couch with your patients?
Yes,
You do, huh?
yes.
I never could understand. Why do they do that?
It's to relax the patient, to get them in the...
Well, can't they lie down at home and get relaxed? Why do they have to... You mean to say if I was in your office on the couch and you were in there that I would be relaxed?
Well, I would endeavor to help you feel relaxed.
Yeah. Well, that would make me even less relaxed. Suppose you got a patient and then he just fell asleep. What do you do then?
Well, it's happened.
Yeah? That must be pretty dull dialogue you give them, eh? Do you charge them when they're asleep, or do you deduct the sack time from their bill?
Well, it depends. Sometimes there's even therapy in sleep, I think.
There sure is. George Fenneman, would you come out here a minute? Georgie, come out here. Do we have some kind of a couch back there? I have a patient for the doctor here, and I want to see how she operates.
A couch, really?
You bring out a... Have you got a couch back there?
Well, I'm not sure, but I imagine the stagehands could find something that would...
All right, well, get...
Just any couch, huh?
Any couch.
And,
George! George Fenneman. How do you feel, George? Come on. Would you object to doing
yes, whatever it is, yes.
No, I was talking to the doctor.
Oh.
Would you object to giving a small demonstration of psychological traumas?
Well, I'll do the best I can.
Well, it
Looks
won't...
like a likely subject.
Oh.
Thanks a lot.
You know, this would be good for your business, Doc. A great many people are afraid to go to a psychologist. You know, I think if you show them there's nothing to be afraid of, people would be more willing and eager to go.
That's quite possible.
And you won't get a better subject than
That's what I thought.
my friend
You
here.
suggested this.
George, would you mind lying down there? Don't get up until I tell you. And if you bark once, I'm going to put you outside.
There's nothing wrong with me, though, really.
No, well, there will be. Just sit there. Huh?
All right.
Look, you're getting this for nothing. You know, you'd have to pay $25 an hour if you went to somebody's office. Now, George, what is your problem?
I don't have a problem.
What do we do, Doc? We're stuck. Isn't there some kind of an examination that you could give George that would help him?
Well, we could start with something like a few questions from a temperament analysis that give you an idea.
Would you be willing to answer a few questions, George?
What? I was asleep then. Sure, yeah.
Well, look, if you're going to go to sleep, it's $5 a night here.
Of
Okay,
course, you realize, Groucho, this will have we won't be able to come up with any conclusion.
No,
but if you...
no. Yeah, I know he's hopeless, but ask him some questions anyhow.
Now, the important thing, Mr. Fenneman, would you consider yourself happy?
Well, until the time I came out here, I was, yes.
Do you on occasion feel that little white lies are permissible?
This is just kidding stuff we're doing now.
I mean, like when you come home late at night.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, yes, I do.
Your wife, does she approve of you lying to her? Like
I don't lie to my wife.
You know?
Little white lies, you know. I think once in a
Little
while
white
they're
wife,
good.
you
Yes.
mean?
How do you differentiate between a little white lie and a big black one?
Well, I think sometimes a little white lie perhaps saves someone's feelings from being hurt.
Like yours.
Right.
What is that, kid? I ought to get in this racket, too.
They've got their own show.
Well, go on, but this is very interesting, Doctor. But you haven't asked him any personal questions.
Well, a personal one. Of course,
Relationship.
actually, they're all
quite personal
Are they?
when you come down to analyzing them. But do you ever get jealous?
I don't think so, really.
Well, that's
no.
a pretty lousy thing to say about your wife, isn't it? I mean, don't you care about her at all?
Oh, boy, this is...
You mean if you came home and found out she was out with another fellow, dancing or something?
Well, I've never found this out, you know. No, that's not right either.
Well, if you get home...
Under those circumstances, I'm jealous.
If you get home early someday, you would find out.
If you let me get up from here, I go home now.
And if you do, I'll go with you.
Do you have any unusual unconscious nervous habits? Like putting your finger in your mouth?
No, he's usually got his foot in his mouth, not his finger. I think we got a pretty good idea of the empty shell that people call George Fenneman. Now, could we have your conclusions, Doc?
Well, I find Mr. Fenneman a very
Shifty.
Interesting
Shifty
subject.
is the word.
Yes, he's slippery.
Yes, oh. Take the house with you, will you?
But I do conclude one thing. I believe I'm more feminine than Fenneman.
Here we Well, let's see, it's embarrassing, but I forgot your name.
Oh, don't worry. It's John
thank
Reeves.
you so much. Well, it's been a harrowing experience talking to you two. And Dr. Johnson, dust off your couch because I'll be up the first thing in the morning.
Thank you.
I don't have any problems, but if we put our heads together, perhaps we can think of some. Now, George, would you bring in the quiz without the couch? What category have they chosen? Have you recovered from this?
Almost, yes.
treatment, huh?
You selected identify the profession, right?
Well, Doc, you pick the first one.
I don't care.
These are the 300 are the more difficult. The $100 ones are easier, and of course these are middling tough.
Shall we be middling?
I don't care.
Start off with 200. All right.
For $200, what is a philatelist? Philatelist? Philatelist.
Sounds like a loaded question. Isn't that someone who collects money?
No. There's a name for that. What is he
Well,
called?
there may be another question, so don't say
No,
it. Maybe.
huh?
Ah.
Well, this is the man who collects stamps.
That's philatelist.
FDR used to collect stamps. He was a philatelist.
Well, you have three more chances to make $500. So
We'll take 100.
John is
$300.
loaded. He doesn't care how he
Mr.
spends her
200,
money.
so we'll
Yeah.
take the 300.
What was his name again?
Oh, I beg your pardon. My name is John Reeves.
Very good, John.
More money.
Hey, don't chisel in on my racket. I got here first. For $300, what is a lexicographer?
One who has to do with numbers or figures?
No. Yeah, read it.
Oh, this is your case.
What is it?
Compiler of dictionary.
That's right. Dr. Johnson was a lexicographer.
Go first class again.
Yes, you
and
have
Webster.
only 2 more chances to make $500.
For $300, what is a Cooper?
A barrel maker.
That's right.
Let me say that you have
Three.
3. You only need
Oh,
5.
you need 5 to get a chance.
These are
at the
tougher
big
than some of the others. And I'll be down to the office in the morning, Lorene.
Boy.
There.
one. Have you got a double couch, Fenneman, and I can come together tomorrow? For $200, what is a prestidigitator? Prestidigitator. Gee, that's a fine thing to ask a fella. Used to be in
That's a magician.
prestidigitator, huh?
Magician.
Magician is right. Sleight of
you'll
hand expert.
Wind up with $500, so you'll have a chance in a little
Vaudeville
while
for 40 years and can't even pronounce prestidigitator.
That's a pretty tough word.
Yeah, oh, it's ridiculous. Congratulations. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you later, Doc.
Thank you.
All right, George, here's the big question. Who's going to try for the big money?
Dr. Lorraine Johnston, and John, what's his name? They got $500, and they get a chance at the big money, and here they are again.
Reed. Pardon me, but I didn't catch the name.
Please, John Reed.
Thanks.
Yes.
All right, one of you pick a number for a total of 10,000. From 1 to 10. Come on. 5. Put up a 5, George. You pick a number for 5,000.
10.
10. Okay, now, if either of these numbers comes up, you know what they're worth. If neither of these numbers comes up and you get the proper answer, the correct answer, this question is worth a total of $2,000. Ready? Listen carefully. Oh, spin the wheel. You know, I want to tell you something. My instinct told me not to let you spin the wheel. You notice I went right past it? Now, this was something in my subconscious. Don't you agree with that, Dad?
It must have been.
Sure. I know. I dreaded this. And you know what I get out of it? You have a chance to get $10,000, and I got $3. Well, here we go. Your numbers, well, here we go for 10 grand. And no help in the audience. Only 2 presidents were married while in office. One was Woodrow Wilson. For a total of $10,000, who was the other president who was married while in office? He married Francis Folsom. Tell me his name. Talk it over. What's the answer?
Say something.
Madison.
No, you need Madison, but it wasn't him, huh? It was Grover Cleveland. Here it is.
I did.
You can check it in your home dictionaries. I'm sorry, you did pretty well. You won a total of what, $1,000?
$500.
$500. Well, that's not so bad for one night. John, it was nice meeting you, and thanks for all the money. And you're a very liberal and charming fellow. Congratulations. And no matter which of our products you buy, tell them Groucho sent you.
Here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again.
Yeah.
With a chance for our couples to win a lot of money tonight. George, give us the secret word.
Well, I won't. I'll have the duck come down and do that.
This is tonight's secret word up there in the clouds, and if any of our couples say it, they'll win an extra $100.
Groucho, if you recall last week, we had a young lady on the show named Tuliki Woods, and she talked to you about...
You mean we're not out of the woods yet?
We are not yet, because you sent her out, remember?
That's true.
She told how she spoiled her husband by washing and bathing, and then also washing the car, mowing the lawn. She was a Finnish housewife.
Yes, and that goes for you, too.
You do remember, don't you?
Yes, and it was very unusual. It was so unusual, I sent her and Mr. Rifkin out to make a survey of opinions about housewives and husbands in general. And I asked them to report back here tonight.
Well, they've completed the survey, and here they are. Suppose you come in, please,
Bring
again.
them in.
See Groucho again?
Bring them in. Well, here we are. I'm glad to see you both back in one piece. You particularly.
Thank you.
Now for the benefit, and you too, Mr. Rifkin. You are Sam Rifkin, I remember, and you're Tuliki Woods.
Yes, I'm Tuliki.
Yeah, none of us is perfect. Tuliki, as I remember, you said you were from Finland. And you told me that over there they teach girls that a husband's true happiness is the most important thing in life. True or false?
True.
True. Okay, now let's find out what happened to you two during the week. Tuliki, where did you conduct your public opinion poll?
Well, I